Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft Season 8 server. I hope you guys are all having a great day. I'm doing fantastic. I have got a very busy episode planned for you. We're doing a lot, as you can see in the title. We're building a new build over in the Evil Emporium, plus a lot of other cool stuff. So I've got a very interesting question of the day for you today. You're at the mall, and all of a sudden there's a new store, Build a Hermit, and you've got to build your ideal hermit. This is based off 3 criteria. First, the building aspect. Number 2, the redstone aspect. And number 3, the shenanigan aspect. So, who do you choose for each of those to build your ideal hermit? They cannot be the same. Who do you pick? Let me know down in the comment section below. So before we get into today's video, let's go ahead and hear a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video sponsor is Dragon Mania Legends. Dragon Mania Legends is a dragon simulator with more than 150 million downloads and over 700k active players every day. This game is free to play and friendly to non-paying users and definitely fun for the whole family. In Dragon Mania Legends, you create a team of legendary dragons in a world full of magic. Then you breed and train them to master their powers in epic battles through different islands and worlds. You can also build legendary cities, where you can merge and collect different dragon breeds. You will never run out of cute friends with more than 600 unique species that you can breed and upgrade to create new and rare dragons, using these dragons to master all of the elements and powers. Be sure to copy down my friend code and join me as we take over the dragon universe together. To download the game, be sure to either check out the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen. Thank you again to Dragon Mania Legends for sponsoring today's video. Alright, so first project for the day is to build something new over at the Evil Emporium. EvilX has given me the task of building a meeting / headquarters for the Evil Emporium. And I'm really excited for this project because I have a lot of great ideas. But quickly, I just want to say thanks to everybody leaving comments on the last video and the ones before that, saying how good my builds are this season. I have been putting a lot of effort into making them look as good as they are, and I just want to say thank you because it's nice to see that it's noticed. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the time lapse. hope everybody enjoyed that time lapse because I had such a fun time designing and building this building. When EvilX gave me the task of building a meeting / headquarters, I thought this building needed to be significant. So when I started my search for inspiration, I ended up on a page for Lord of the Rings. So this is probably why this looks so familiar to you, because this is modeled after the Tower of Sauron from that movie. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, by the way. Feel free to correct me. So taking a look at the interior, by the way, I am not an interior designer at all. It's probably one of my worst attributes in Minecraft, but this it came together so naturally. Like normally I would never do floating chains, but this just looks so fitting for the situation. Like it feels like it's meant to be there, especially with the big spiral staircase. Everything came together so perfectly. So up in the meeting room, I felt like this needed to be high up as elevation wise as possible. Whenever you see people at meetings, they're in big fancy offices, and now we can sit here and discuss how we're going to take over the server with Derpcoin. Oh yes, it's going to be fantastic. So guys, I'm curious what you think about my build. Please let me know what you think in the comments. So the next project up on today's video is actually working on the shulker farm a little bit more. I was talking with IANXOFOUR, and he actually gave me some upgrades that I'm going to implement to make our farm almost double as good as it is now, because we're going to need it, because I may or may not have accidentally started a trade war with Doc on Twitter. I'll show you the screenshots right now, but yeah, oops. Anyways, let's move on to that. Okay, so I just got to the farm and I'm a little panicked because my shulker's gone. I don't know what happened. It could have possibly died, maybe an error on my part somewhere. I always turn the farm off when I leave it because there's no point to, you know, keeping it running when the chunks aren't loaded anyways. So that trap door right there indicates that the farm is turned off, but the shulker is nowhere to be found. So that is a problem. Now I decided to include this because a lot of YouTubers like glorify videos and they're like perfect. I'm not perfect, so this is probably my fault in some way. This is going to be an opportunity for us to learn and for me to do the tutorial on how to restock this if this happens to you. So I think we're just going to turn this into a learning opportunity. To start this process, the first thing you need to do is break your portal that is going to be the opposite side of your on-off switch. At the bottom of the portal opening, place down 8 pieces of scaffolding. At the top of the scaffolding, place 2 sticky pistons down with the lever on top. Power the lever. Place an activator rail on top of the scaffolding and power it. Back up on top of the portal, place down at least 8 scaffolding. I'll be using 10. At the top of the scaffolding, place some temporary scaffolds so that you can place topside slabs down to make a nether portal. Build your nether portal. Move the temporary scaffolding you placed and place 7 topside slabs down. Break the topside slab that is directly above the drop shaft. Place a sign down in that spot. Place a piece of soul sand down, then a lever on top and power it. Then 2 powered rails. On the opposite side, place a lever, power it, a sticky piston, and a piece of soul sand. Now completely mob proof your portal on all sides. Once you are done mob proofing your portal, light the portal and place a minecart down. Now in the nether, you need to use a fishing rod to hook the minecart, then pull. Now that I am back in the overworld, I need to land over here and flick the lever to the piston. Now I'm back where I place my pistons down, flick the lever and push the shulker back into the farm. Now place temporary scaffolding down so you can jump down, then break the pistons first, then the lever, and clear any remaining items out of the portal frame and relight it. So our shulker is back in the farm. That was actually surprisingly easy to do. I am very, very glad this happened so that now I know I can restock this farm whenever I want. So it's time to test. Let's flick the lever and get away from the snowball sound, man. So I've got my secondary account in the nether watching the farm, so we should start seeing mobs teleport in there pretty much anytime. Okay, we just had our first one. So we know it's working now. I feel very comfortable using this farm now that I've had some experience restocking and all of the other cool stuff. Man, I really like this farm. I can't wait to see how this thing performs once we make the upgrades Ian gave me, because apparently this is supposed to produce upwards of 530 shells per hour once I do that. So pretty stoked on that, to be honest with you. But for now, I am happy to just have it working again. Okay, everybody, this next clip that I'm about to do, don't panic, okay? It's going to seem a little drastic, but I promise you there is a bigger picture coming. We're working on the base some more today, and I have a great idea, but it's got to be built in steps because it's kind of a lot of work. But I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, you are going to love it when it's done. You may even love it now, but it's going to seem a little odd at first. I promise you that. So I'm actually going to hop into sort of another time lapse because it's going to take me a minute to build this. But we are expanding the base, and it's going to be a little dramatic, but I promise you, you're going to like it. By the way, I really want to work on the top portion of the base soon. I have this idea to use some sort of connected texture block, maybe like basalt, and do random heights all the way around it, and then like have that go into the water. I'm not sure how I would want to do that though. Would you guys have any other recommendations for blocks other than basalt? It needs to be sort of a gray block, and as long as it's not, I would say deep slate, we're probably okay. But I don't know, I think that would be pretty cool. So I'm gonna get into the build. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed that small time lapse. I'm trying something a little bit different with this segment where I build, see how I like it, and then hop into another time lapse right after. And I know that's kind of a lot of time lapses, but they're going to be a lot shorter. I like the way that this looks, but I do think that I have a better idea. So I think my new idea is going to be taking this arch and sort of flipping it and having it come up right here. So we'll have 4 posts coming up. And then you guys had talked about in the center having some sort of slime ball. So the grand scheme of things would be to have sort of a centerpiece slime ball slash glass piece in the middle, sort of surrounded. But we got to get rid of these middle sort of sections because I don't really feel like they fit very well. So I think, by the way, I noticed a mistake right there. So now that I kind of have a better idea of what I want to do, I want to build that. But I don't even really know what you would kind of call this. I guess it would be more of a base centerpiece, more than anything. I'm not really sure. So we're going to curve up, glass in the center. I think it's going to look really good. All right, everybody, the new base part is built. I am so happy with how this turned out. So initially I thought that I wanted to do a spire, but the more that I build it, the more that I thought, you know, this actually would look good as more of a, I don't know how to say it, more of an open area, I guess would be the easiest way to put it. So I removed the sides of the base and then added our like gigantic slime ball in the middle. I think the slime ball turned out great. There's 2 different color glasses up there. We're using lime stained glass and then the green stained glass. So that turned out really well. So I am very, very curious as to what you guys think about this build. It's definitely out of the ordinary. That's something that I would probably never do. There are some spots that probably will need tweaked, like I could probably remove those corners. Not to mention this thing is going to need like pretty much all of the mob proofing pretty much ever existed in the history of mob proofing. I do want to talk about the edge of the base. Now I have some basalt around here somewhere. Maybe let's grab it. It kind of needs to be directional basalt. So what I wanted to do with this, and I'm not sure that I'm going to use basalt, but the idea was, let me go somewhere that I don't have carpet. So the idea was to, let's say, dig down maybe 2 or 3 blocks, right? So this one will be a little bit further down, then come up, and then have that come up maybe 2 or 3 blocks above, and then on the outside go up, and then we don't want that. We want this. And so the heights of these will vary. And then, so this one will go down. We don't want these to go down to the same height. So let's remove that and put some more here. So I don't know if you guys would like me doing this or not, but what we don't want to happen is we don't want everything to look like even. So what I'm thinking is that like this one would come up a little bit further. And again, we got to be careful about how we place these because we don't want the look of it to be twisted or anything like that. So that, you know, that actually is just a little small sample size. I didn't want to do the whole base because I definitely wanted your guys' opinions first. So maybe that one could come down a block, but they would vary all the way around. And that would kind of give our base sort of a, I don't know how to say it, maybe a crust would be the best word for it, or like a border, a rim, like a definition of like, you know, because we don't want to keep the stone brick. I don't know, what do you guys think of that? I maybe that needs a little bit more work, but overall we got a lot done today. We worked over at the Evil Emporium and built a headquarters, which is like the coolest building ever. Then we finally built our middle section for our base. I don't really think we need to do anything else in the middle section. We definitely need to make a storage room next. That's probably going to be one of our next projects because I've just got blocks galore, guys. So many blocks. So, you know, storage room coming. I do want to continue to work on the Shocker farm and upgrade that. I'm glad that we were able to fix that today, though. So before we end the video, I just want to give a quick shout out again to Dragon Mania Legends for sponsoring today's video. You can check out the link in the description or scroll back to the ad and click on the QR code. So with that being said, I think that's probably going to do it because your boy is 100% strapped for time today, barely getting this video out. So I hope everybody has a great day, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. This is iJevin. Peace out, everybody.